Hi, everybody. I'm Judy, and I'm with the Alberta Homeschooling Association. And I thought today I would just show you all the resources you can find on the website on your journey, whether it be homeschool education or distance education. Okay, so if you start at the front page, first of all, this is the front page of our website at albertahomeschooling.ca. So this is the home page. You will find this government notice screen captured from their website on registration for home education by September 30th. Okay. And then this is where the page starts. Do you know? This is different little tidbits, common questions that we get and the answers to them. So it's kind of an FAQ, frequently asked questions. So read through them, you'll discover things you didn't know about home education that may dispel a lot of those myths that are floating out there. Okay, here's where you can join our main Facebook group. Here's where you can follow us on Twitter. Now, we also do have some videos here. This is if you don't want to send your kids to school, but you don't want to teach, but you don't want to put them on the online or the at-home distance education programs. If you put your child on home education in Alberta, you do not have to teach them. You can outsource, and these are all the places you can outsource, including information on learning pods or parent-generated micro schools. So be sure to watch that video. Now, this is Homeschooling 101. It just covers the basic regulations regarding home education and distance education. If you have a child who's high school, now for high school, there's basically two options. There's online through the school system, or you can do parent-directed home education high school and still get marks, credits, and a diploma. So this webinar basically focuses on a self-designed home education for diploma high school program, because you'll hear a lot about the online through all the school boards, Alberta Education, everybody out there, but you won't hear about this. This is unique, and it's not very well funded for school authorities, so that's probably why you never hear about it, but it's a good video to watch if you have high schoolers. Okay, we have an FAQ here that tells you everything, all the questions we get in the Facebook groups. This kind of are the answers to those questions, so be sure to read that and you'll get a lot of answers. We're getting 300 people a day to our Facebook group, so, and the questions are quite similar, so please go here, you'll find your answer. If you want to know lots about how the whole system works, tips for home education, please purchase our handbook for $22, and it's constantly updated every print run, which is every couple of weeks now. It's updated, and you're supporting our association and covering our costs because we're not funded by anyone. Okay, so, and this is just our mission, and if you want once a month newsletter on government updates, feel free to subscribe. We do not share or sell your information. We only collect your email address to send updates to, and we don't use cookies. These are the regulations and law that promote you as the ultimate authority over your children's education, and they're really good reference things for you. Okay, so that is the first page of our website. So pretty well just general information to help you make the decision. Now let's say you have made a decision. You want to know where to start. So you go to first steps here. Okay, very, very simple steps. First, find out information. Well, you're already doing that, so you're already past step one. Okay, step two. This is sort of a similar video to the one on the first page, but it's a kind of how to go through the steps thing. Step two is find a school authority. Now, you are going to have to decide what program you want, because some school authorities do not offer distance education. They just offer home ed. So you have to decide, do you want distance education or do you want home education? And then go chase your school board. So on here, we have the home education notification form. This is what it looks like. Yay, this is the new one, the 2019 one. And you can actually fill this online. Isn't that great? Yay. So that's the 4-page form. And we know parents have a bit of trouble on how to fill it out. So we made a little video here on how to fill it out for you, okay, to go through step by step. Here is a really recent contact list. This is updated as soon as we can. And some general guidelines that help you choose. Do you want a big public board? Do you want a small independent school? And it gives generalities on what might work best for your type of child. So be sure to read that. This is home education questions. What can you ask a supervising school authority? There are a lot of questions here on funding, resources, facilitator. It's kind of overkill, but pick the ones that are important to you and ask. Now, if you're choosing to go distance education, or it's called different names, online, aligned, teacher-directed, blended, print-based, URSA, at-home learning, CBE is calling it the hub, all those things. These are questions you can ask the school authority. There's not too much there. Probably the main one right now parents want to know is how many hours a day their kids are going to be on a screen. Okay. The school board comparison chart at a glance is here. This is very helpful. All the school authorities have access to this to change their information. So it helps you compare right across the board, whether you want a secular school board. Do you want a faith-based one, but you don't have to teach religion, it's open to all. Do you want, now most of them offer home education, but do you want shared responsibility? Do you want distance education? It kind of separates out. And then at the end, it has some notes on what makes them different. Okay, let's say you want to do a pod or a micro school. This is a good resource on homeschooling other people's children, how it works. So be sure to say that. Now, step two. Step two is kind of divided into two. Like, are you looking at this for the fall? And that's where most of you are now. But let's say by Christmas or holidays, you decide, nah, my current situation isn't working. You would look at step two, number B. If your child is already registered in a school, what can you do? Do you want to go to home ed? And how you do that. Okay. And we have a nice little here sample letter to the school of you're changing the program. So you could just copy that if you want and send it to your school authority. And we have a list of authorities that accept students mid-year. This will be updated through the year, but because there's no funding involved, how much will it cost you, or what fees they're charging in order to continue your home education program? So that's a good thing to watch too. Step three, okay, so looking at what's your philosophy? You can either follow the Alberta Programs of Studies. Now, the link for that isn't in here because it's a huge website. As you know, if you're looking at 1,400 outcomes per grade times 12 grades, there's a lot of information out there. I would ask your school authority for that. But if you want to just follow the solo outcomes, which is the 22 outcomes, why isn't this opening? They're right here. So they're super easy to follow. There you go, 22 outcomes, super vague. So they're on this part. Okay, and here's some handy tips on how to homeschool each grade. That's coming up on the next tab, so we won't worry about that. So step 4 kind of outlines the 3 programs you can pick with pretty well any school. Home education, shared responsibility, which is part home ed and part distance education. So that gives you a bit of information on that. And more of a comparison of 3 types. What are your responsibilities? What's the funding? What's the coding? What do you have to teach? What don't you have to teach? That kind of thing. So it helps you decide what you want for each child pretty well. Okay, and then this kind of shows the online guide for families and school authorities, and this is moved. Okay, we got to update that. That is actually updated under the Updates tab. Next is a template for doing a home education plan. So what that looks like is it kind of shows you just what a 2-page plan would be if you followed the 22 outcomes of solo. Okay, super easy right there. That's very nice. And you don't do that. And then here is the home education funding rules. That's very current too. These are the new ones. Kind of tells you what you can buy, what you can't buy, according to the government. Now, each school authority has their own no-no list. Okay, and then moving down to first steps. Well, we'll look at that under resources. And it kind of, this kind of tells you how to do, yeah, okay. A lot of this information is repeated. Okay, here's a list of support groups. And here's just some tips on getting more cooperation. And here is research on Canadian homeschooling. So if you have some naysayers in your family, that might be helpful ammunition for you. And this just sums it up in a 3-minute video. So that is what you need for first steps. This is showing you how to home educate. Now, the next tab, how to homeschool, is how to just what you should consider for each grade. So a lot of the same videos. So birth to age 5, if you don't want to do preschool, that gives you some ideas of what to do instead of preschool and what to do instead of sending your kids to kindergarten. Then it talks about grades 1 to 3 with some resources, ideas. Grades 4 to 6, what to do, resources, ideas, free curriculum, yay. So Alberta Education's recommended reading list is here. So these are English language arts novels, films for recommendations for each grade. It's still current. And Khan Academy for math and science videos. The Alberta Curriculum Review Preview modules are very handy for grades 4 to 9. So let's say you have a grade 7er, you don't know what to teach them for language arts, math, science, social studies. This has all the curriculum outlined for grade 7. There you go. You can print them off if you want. That's the whole year for grade 7. Or if you don't have a printer, you don't want to have like loose things all over like me, you could actually order the binders from Alberta Distance Learning for $40 and you have a nice binder with all the printed curriculum in. So that's kind of handy. Okay, so you have that, and that's really handy for grades 4 to 9 and more resources for grades 4 to 9 at the Learn Alberta website, learnalberta.ca, that link. You can go here, and I would go Teachers for Teacher courses, select a grade, and you can get a lot of little resources. It's not a step-by-step sequential how to teach, but it's just Alberta education things to help you plan. Plan. Oh, of course, you know, I have to. I got turfed out of my website here. Oh no. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, we're back. Okay, and then for teens, we have free Alberta Distance Learning high school courses, free tutoring from Khan Academy. The public libraries have the Key, which is Solero, and you can have lots of free resources there too, along with the Homeschooling High School video and more things like that. How much time should homeschooling take? I'm worried about too much screen time. Some really good reports from the University of Calgary on the benefits of video gaming. McLean's article on video gaming, kind of neat. Okay, more information on unschooling, which is child-directed education. You're getting a lot of pushback. Here's a nice video explaining unschooling, a link to Unschooling Canada, which gives you a lot more information on that. It's a nonprofit organization. We often do webinars and more things like that, more FAQs here, as well as tips from veteran homeschoolers and more tip sheets. Okay, so that is the how-to tab. Okay, now next tab is your best resource here. It's called resources. All right, so again, if you want to find us, supervising school authority, again, all those are here. Here's your form, your notification form, your home education plan template, and reference documents. So these are more government things like the government funding manual, home ed regulations, Education Act, reimbursement rules, things like that. This is from the funding manual that there is to be no funding or gifts from distance education programs to parents. Now here, this is the Alberta Programs of Study curriculum summaries for every grades. Now, you can follow these if you want, but you don't have to. Kind of just shows what kids learn in grade 1, right? So very, very simply shows that. If you want more detailed information, you just Google grade 1 Alberta Education, Alberta Programs of Study, and you'll get a lot more written information there. Here's grade 9. So what do they learn in grade 9? Okay, topics in science, topics in social studies, math, English. Okay, and then here are some sample home education templates on how to meet those 22 outcomes. So we have a sample plan for kindergarten. Here's a grade 1 sample plan. Not going to open it for me. Grade 9. You can just download these and make them your own. Then there's activities and events, things that are happening around the province, and consultants if you need help, if you want to hire someone to do a program for you. These are consultants that are, we don't endorse them or anything, it's just your own information. We have a tutors list, so you can download the tutors list right here. Okay, and we also have a list of freelance teachers that can teach for your co-op or your pod. And if you need an exam proctor, so if your child's doing an exam in grade 9 for a special course, you can get a proctor who will oversee the supervision, okay? And then you can buy books, and then free curriculum. So this giant list of online resources, the link is all over the website, but what we did was we put together a list of everything that's, well, not everything, impossible, but some things that are out there for kids to do, to look at. A lot of them are free materials. So there's science, math, reading, writing, spelling, English, geography, history, social sciences, general, music, art, languages, physical education, health, and even preschool. Look at that. So if your children are bored, they won't be. Okay, this is what the keys look like. You can buy these for all high school courses. They're really handy. They're Alberta curriculum. So if your child's going to take a diploma exam, you want to buy these so that they can study for the exam. And then here we have worldwide curriculum. So you'll have math, you see here, Saxon, different things. Educational services in Alberta. I picked these up from the teachers' conferences. And then if you want to contact Alberta Education, here's the main number for home education. And here are the people you want to talk to who are in charge of various departments. When we do weekly webinars, we record them. So they're right here. You can watch them. And conferences coming up in Alberta are here. And advocacy groups are here, as well as Canadian websites and more tip sheets. Okay, lots of resources for you. Okay, high school is here. So this is mostly focused on home education high school because, like I said, you're not going to get that information from school authorities or the government because it doesn't make anyone a lot of money. But it doesn't mean your child can't do a self-designed high school program for marks and credits. Events here, you can sign up for webinars coming up. So in August, we have Choosing a School Authority. September, we have Homeschooling again. October, Fall Visits. November, Help, My Child Won't Do the Work. And December, we talk about Unschooling. So sign up for those now. You'll get reminders when they happen. And again, the webinars we've done, we record them all here. So here, Choosing a School Authority, filling out the notification form, Help, My Child Won't Do the Work from last year, brain development, how it fits with learning stages, homeschooling, children with special needs, spring visits, high school, science of screen time, and and other online support groups. Okay, so that is our webinar help. Government updates. Every time the government makes changes, we're waiting to hear the details on Bill 15. We post updates here as well as links of where you can find them. Here are the Alberta education funding changes this year. It was really overhauled. These are all the differences, changes, and those are the reference documents for them. Nice, handy little place. Research. So when we find little tidbits in the news, we like to put it on here so that you can feel good and that you're not messing your children up. You're not making a mistake. They're not going to be behind a year. No worries. And also more news clips here. And if you want, you can join us. You can be a member, a counted member, and you do that by subscribing to our newsletter. We always welcome donations because we are grassroots, so feel free to donate. We're a nonprofit society. We are not a charity, so we can't give you a tax receipt. Sorry. And if you want to contact any of us, our board, feel free to contact us here. So that is what we have to offer you. Please take advantage of it. I know it's overwhelming to you, but you will find your answers here. It's great to post questions in the Alberta Homeschooling group, but you always get a variety of answers. A lot of it is not up to date. Just be aware of that. The answers on this website are up to the minute because it's coded by an unschooler who can do that. Okay, so thanks a lot. I hope this was helpful, and use it. This is your resource. Okay, bye.